Hello, welcome to Loremaster's Lair. I'm your Loremaster, here today for another look at the world of Galorian. Recently we just finished up an Elven adventure path. Actually, if I had been planning, I probably should have released this video last month. But well, regardless, to match the Elven energy and to continue on with our looks at Tian Xia, let us examine the nation of Jinin. Long ago, during Earthfall, a group of elves tried to escape destruction by hiding underground. Eventually, an oracle by the name of Jinin had prophetic dreams of a tree made of silver, and she eventually led her people to the vein of Dawn Silver, right below the lands which would eventually become the nation named after her. The elves, private as ever, hid for millennia in the deep forests, assisting the outside world by establishing shrines called Ayaru to give supplies to other species during the calamity and afterwards. It was only relatively recently that elves have revealed themselves after they established the world was safe enough for diplomacy. Of course, elves take center stage as the local population. However, there are humans in their territory, and there was relationships with humans on the fringes who they have helped over their time living in the area. So there are also plenty of Ayuvarans, half-elves. Finally, because of their chosen proximity to Ziha and their similar worldviews, there are also various Samsarans who make their home here. The government in imitation of Minkai is a shogunate, though in Elven terms the leader is instead called a Kafdarin. Of course, the Kafdarin does not rule alone, and 12 members of the most powerful noble families come together to form the Council of Silver Leaves to advise them. Jinin culture is a mixture of pre-Earthfall Elven culture mixed with some of the culture of their neighbors, specifically Langwu and Minkai. Mostly Minkai, especially Minkai. We are going full Elf-Reeb here. Flowers are also important to the mixture of local flowers and upstarting flowers they preserved when they were leaving their homelands, led to flowers being found in poetry, warrior culture, cuisine, really anything you can think of which just needs an extra garnish. For religion, the three deities with major shrines are Gazra, Sera, and El Seta, all deities elves knew of before Earthfall. But the Jinin elves have adopted more local faiths over the millennia, of Daikitsu, Kafusachi, Lady Jingzi, Qizong, and Shizuo. Two other familiar names are Desna and Shaolin, the latter which brings up the interesting point of the lack of mention of the traditional elven pantheon. Whether the Jinin elves left the faith behind or they just were not mentioned is unknown, but Shaolin and Lady Jingxi both being here over Findelalawa points to the former, actually. Going over locations, and the entirety of the nation is in what is known as the Silver Mist Woods. A very good way to hide from the outside world. The capital is Ayajimbo, a town built around a subterranean vein of Dawn Silver known as the Silver Tree. The city also contains various gardens, and there are various meditation gardens known as Lair. Another place of note is the Pavilion of Falling Flowers, a sword fighting school at the mouth of the Seithoi River. Going to the north, along the border of Ziha, it is abandoned except for elven lookouts to monitor those who potentially find themselves lost on either side of the border. And to the east are mountains and mines, including the Morn Hollow Mine, home to the undead elven wizard known as Isildan the Unmourned. And finally, to the west are fortifications against potential invasion from Cowling. Which brings us to the end of today's video. Next time we'll be covering more elven information. Am I having one large elven event? No, actually, just a small elf bump this month after the Elven Adventure Path. But either way, I'll see you all next time.